Karibuni to Aroma of Zanzibar. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this beautiful and very fluffy and light cheesecake. So to start with, I started with my with my crust. And for the crust, I used graham crackers. These are cinnamon flavored. You get them in honey, you get them in chocolate. You can also use digestive biscuits. What I'm looking for is basically just about 2 cups of crumbs. So put them in the Ziploc bag and used my rolling pin to try and crush them. And I'm looking for some nice fine crumbs for my crust. Okay, and this is the easiest way, but you can do it in a food processor. And once that's done, I put them in a bowl. And I forgot to measure. I think this was more than 2 cups, so my crust was a little bit drier than usual. And then I added a little bit of extra cinnamon. That was about a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon powder. And then, just mix them. And then I added about 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And then you just want to mix them and make sure that the crumbs are well coated with the butter. And I've got my springform pan here. And I've got my heat on 400 Fahrenheit, and then you just want to put the crumbs in the pan and firmly press them down to make sure that they're all tight and even. And I baked them at 400 for about 7 minutes. Now for the cheesecake filling, I've got cream cheese here, eggs and sour cream. Make sure those are in room temperature. So I've started with the cream cheese alone. Just wanted to break down before I add my next ingredient, which is sugar. And just add the sugar slowly and gradually. You just want to mix it for like about a minute and then start adding the sugar. And once the sugar is over, you want to stop and scrape the bowl. Okay. This is very important for a cheesecake. You'll see that I've done this several times. Okay. And then, once that's done, you're going to mix for about 2 minutes and then start adding the eggs one at a time. So I've done my first egg. It's so yellow. And then before you add the next egg, make sure that the first egg is well incorporated. There are no yellows around. And then after the second egg, you want to stop and scrape the bowl again. Okay. And then keep on moving and then add the third egg. Just like the first one and the second one. And then we're going to add the fourth egg after the third egg is well incorporated. Going to add the fourth egg. Mix for about 30 to 45 seconds and then stop. Scrape the bowl again. And then once that's done, you're going to go back and mix and then add the vanilla. And the zest. You can use orange zest or lemon zest. I used about a quarter teaspoon of a zest. You can use half. It depends how strong you want it into your cheesecake. I just wanted a little bit of it. Okay. And then, once that's done, now I mixed it for about 30 seconds or so. Then I'm going to start adding my sour cream. This is about 16 ounce. And you just want to do it in 3 addition. Slowly. Okay. Slowly but also fast, because we don't want to overwhip our mixture, because then the cheesecake is going to, break. You don't want any those kind of things. So then my second part, until I finish all the sour cream. Okay, and this is all on low speed. Okay, then once the sour cream is gone in, you want to stop and scrape the bowl again. And then now we are going to add our last ingredient, which is heavy cream. That's about 1 cup. And you just want to add it gradually. Then after that, just beat for like 30 seconds and we're ready. So now my oven is on 350. I have reduced it. Fahrenheit, that would be 180 Celsius. And then my crust is cool. So you just want to add pour the batter into the pan. And once that's done, I'm just going to tap the pan to make sure I release all the air bubbles. And then I baked this for 1 hour. Okay, this is very important. You bake it for 1 hour and then you turn off the oven and let it stay in the oven for 1 hour again without opening the door. Okay, so here I have covered it with the foil paper. I'm sorry I missed this part. I always think I'm recording, but actually it's on pause, so I missed that part. Okay, so make sure that you cover it well and then add the hot water into the pan. It should reach about 1 inch of the baking pan. Okay, so now this is already cooked and baked and stayed for 1 hour in the oven, and I'm taking it out. And you want it to cool before you put it in the fridge. Cover it well and keep it overnight or minimum 6 hours. Okay, so now this is the next day today, and I made the blueberry sauce. You can do any sauce you want, and my blueberries are well washed and pat dried. Some orange juice, cornstarch, orange zest. Okay, so I've started with the orange juice and sugar. I have half a cup here, but I used only 1/4 cup. This depends on how sweet you want it and also how sweet your orange is and your blueberries. And also I mixed the cornstarch, which is about 3 teaspoons. And the orange juice was a 1/4 cup. Okay, so just mix well to make sure that the cornstarch is mixed very well with the orange juice. And once it has come to a boil, I reduce the heat and I let it simmer for about 5 minutes to just make sure that the cornstarch is well cooked. Okay, so this has been simmering for a while, and then now I add the vanilla and the zest. It could be lemon, it could be orange, whatever you want. And you don't have to do blueberry. You can do any other fruit that you want. And then now add the blueberries and just gently mix them well. And again, you want to bring this to a boil, soft boil, and then reduce the heat. Okay, reduce the heat and let it simmer. This is the boiling part. Okay, since we don't have much liquid, you really can't see it. And then let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Okay, or 3, it depends. Okay, so this has been simmering now for about 5 minutes and my sauce is ready. So I'm just gonna wait for it to cool and then I'll put it on top of my cheesecake. Okay, so now got my cheesecake from the fridge. It looks so beautiful and so sexy. And one side of the cheesecake has released from the pan. I don't know why. And the other side has not released. So I have to use a spatula to release it. And I should have had some hot water. Usually you would put it in, use the hot water to put your spatula so that way your cheesecake does not look messy. But I haven't done this for a long time, so I just, some of the things tend to slip my mind. Okay, then just putting the blueberries on the top. And that's it. This is one of my best recipes that I like of the cheesecake, because it's not really fat. It doesn't have that really fat cream cheese taste. It's very light. It's so satisfying. Okay, so you're going to spread this properly, nicely. Make sure the whole cake is well covered. Now, I don't know why one side is not coming out, but eventually it did. Okay, so this is my cheesecake. It looks beautiful. And I'm ready to slice it. Okay, so you slice a cheesecake or any cake whenever it has a filling. What you want to do is you want to wipe the knife before you go in for the second, because you don't want the color or the drips of the sauce to be all over the place. Okay, I was looking for a neat slice, but it didn't work out. Next time, tough luck. Okay, so, and I didn't put my spatula right through, so I got half of the crust. As you can see, the crust is left behind, but nevertheless it still tasted good. My crust was pretty thick, so when I ate, I really didn't feel much that I was missing. Anyway, thank you so much. For more recipes, please visit me at Aroma of Zanzibar, and please check down description below for the measurements and